everyone, welcome to another episode of the Cubica AMF Tech Tip Podcast. This is a weekly podcast where we take you on a journey through the fascinating world of bowling technology and beyond. As always, I'm your host, Orly, and we have our favorite guest back, Charles Craig. Charles, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Orly. How are you?
I'm doing good. And Charles, for those who have never heard the show, maybe they are new. If they have heard, they definitely know your title and position within the company. But if someone is new, can you please let everyone know that?
Sure. My name is Charles Craig. I am a Cubica AMF Max trainer. I am the person that will show up on site after you do an upgrade or make a new purchase to show you how to use all the new equipment and get you up to that expert level with it.
Perfect. And Charles, so today's question was, someone had an issue and they had said the front desk computer was saying no comm. So if you are able to let us know, why it might be saying that and what they could do to fix that, that would be amazing.
Yeah, of course. So any of the modern scoring systems are all networked. It's all a bunch of little computers that all kind of talk to each other. So sometimes there can be situations that arise where they don't talk the way that they should. And, everyone is used to some sort of that with, your remote for your car not working or your phone not connecting. So it's all pretty much the same thing. If your front desk is telling you in Conqueror lane 1 has no comm, it could be for a couple different reasons. It could be that maybe that lane has just been rebooted and it's still coming online. Or it could be maybe one of the network switches needs to be rebooted. It could be something as simple as a breaker has gone on the back wall or something. What it means is that that line of communication from your curtain wall and your scoring system isn't reaching that front desk and your server computer. Okay. So to handle that, usually what we'll do is we'll, say, make sure everything is powered on, go walk around and look for green lights on all the boxes. And if all of that looks good, those network switches that are back on your curtain wall, little blue Netgear boxes, it's always great to reboot those. And, it's never a bad thing to also just reboot the computer. Also, sometimes there's ways that we can bring a lane back in comm by using the front desk itself. We could do an upload or a reinitialize, and sometimes that will kind of jostle and it'll bring it back into communications with the rest of the system.
All right.
And that is usually a pretty quick procedure. The only thing that I ever tell people is if you are in the middle of a league, if you do one of those uploads, especially with the race option checked, that can remove any existing league score information that hasn't already been sent to Conqueror and then off to BLS.
Okay.
So just be aware of that. But otherwise, doing one of those upload with the erases or a reinitialize from your lane setup and then upload to lanes usually can bring anything that's not talking back into line.
Perfect. And is this something that somebody might see like in the morning or in the evening or just during the middle of the day, or could it just be any time this might happen?
It can be any time, really. You may have some sort of hiccup on the network that just needs to be resolved. So it could possibly pop up in the middle of the day. It could be you come in first thing in the morning and you're the opening manager and, a pair of lanes just doesn't want to communicate for some reason.
Perfect.
That being said, if you do want to go the route of trying one of those uploads or reinitializes, those processes do take some time. Uploads and uploads to the erases are typically not as long as a reinitialize, but I would definitely say if you have someone coming in, give yourself a good 30 to 45 minute buffer window if you plan on doing one of those procedures, whereas a typical reboot itself would only maybe take 10 to 15.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to give a friendly tip, when running a center, it's always best to get there early, in my opinion. I was always the one that was there early because every once in a while you have, I'm not going to say any names or anything, but you have those managers that stroll in 2 minutes before opening the doors, trying to turn the lights on, and then if something's wrong, we have customers waiting outside to come in. you're going to be in some little bit of trouble there. So yeah, get there a little early if you can, and just make sure you're doing all your updates, all those other things we've talked about in the past, and you should be good to go. Well, Charles, I appreciate your time coming on today.
Of course, thank you for having me back. I'm always really, really happy to be here and sharing some of the knowledge.
Yep, we love having you here. Everyone out there, thanks for listening to the Cubica AMF Tech Tip Podcast. We're here each week to support centers like yours with expert advice and the latest in bowling innovation. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and be sure to share this podcast with your team, coworkers, or anyone who could benefit. Until next time, we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.